What makes the phrase "curiosity killed the cat" so catchy? What makes the name Mike Myers so memorable? What makes the sentence "all for which America stands is safe today because brave men and women have been ready to face the fire at freedom's front" so fantastic? Well, what if I told you that it's simply a process that's being followed, a series of rules and practices which the speaker or writer or parent are applying whether they know it or not? Well, that's precisely it, and although there are dozens of these rules called rhetorical schemes, the easiest one to grasp, and which once you do will make everything you say or write artfully eloquent and memorable with almost no effort, is something called alliteration, which is simply a repetition of a specific starting letter in a series of words. And what it does for a listener or reader is it creates a sense of rhythm and mood, but even more importantly, a feeling of direction and development. Because most sentences in everyday life, let's be honest, are kind of carelessly composed and drifting towards some conclusion somewhere. But when a sentence feels crafted, and as though the author is forcing us along a specific path to specific words and a specific end, accelerating us towards an oncoming conclusion that we can't escape, that is what makes it memorable. Because in thought as in life, we feel acceleration, not velocity, and probably the easiest place to see its use is in famous speeches. Take MLK Jr. "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." Or JFK, "Whether you are citizens of America or citizens of the world, ask of us here the same high standards of strength and sacrifice which we ask of you." Every great orator creates the illusion of eloquence through premeditation. They are choosing their words by this rule, and even though it might add some superfluity to their ideas, I mean, my 4 little children, all children are little, might remark on that, but it sets up the alliteration for the preceding "live." Or when he says "not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character," why say content? Judged by their character is as accurate. But MLK Jr. knew what he was doing, and by using the word content, even though it wasn't all that necessary, he made the word, the idea of character, impactful, memorable. It strikes the audience like a clenched fist having been accelerated by the words preceding it. See, not only did he use alliteration for eloquence, but he selected the parts of his speech which were important to him, meaningful to him, and he made them memorable to us. So that just as he had spent years with the ideas simmering beneath the surface, preoccupying his subconscious, driving him towards what was good, he didn't just share his belief with us, he wove it into us. He gave us a truth, not by what he said, but by how he said it. His eloquence enlisted us. Do you see how powerful this simple trick is? How a speech that doesn't use it is relinquishing its force. And the best thing about alliteration is that you can use it at work, at school, in emails or messages. It's honestly easier than it looks. And before you know it, people will start to listen closely when you talk, start to agree with your perspectives because something about them just feels right. They'll contemplate your ideas long after you've left because the way you shared them left an impression. Although, much like a magician who makes every effort to misdirect you from his method, excessive use is noticeable, and once the formula is perceived, its power is forfeit, its magic is lost. Which sounds like a tenuous balancing act and a task too troublesome, but you'll find that even when you're endeavoring to engineer eloquence, excess is the enemy, and so an apprentice's execution is equal to that of an expert's. Because even if you could weave wonderful words willingly, writing with wicked witticism, wrangling words, weaponizing will wholly weaken what was written. Widespread wordsmithing withers warmth, whereas wise, weaker wording welcomes wonder wonderfully. So dabble in it. Maybe you're delivering a speech on the importance of reducing social media use. Well, instead of saying, "social media is making us lonely," why not say something like, "social media is silently separating our society"? And although that's probably a bit conspicuous, especially when you're looking for it, at least it's memorable. And isn't that just the point? And to go back to the beginning, you can now see why "curiosity killed the cat" is a catchy phrase in the same way that "Veni Vidi Vici" or "Dead as a Doornail" is, or why names like Wade Wilson or Charlie Chaplin or Mike Myers are memorable, or why companies like PayPal, Best Buy, and Dunkin' Donuts have the names that they do. Alliteration is everywhere because it is a tool that takes your purpose as a writer or speaker of creating change and turns it into a process. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I had a lot of fun making that, and also thanks for hanging around between the infrequent uploads. Truly, I'm going to start uploading more one day. No, now, so I'll see you soon.